Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some Milwaukee Braves baseball. We got the Braves traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates here on August 22nd, 1961. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Braves. Leading off, playing center field is Gino Camella. Batting second, playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third's Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop Roy McMillan. Batting ninth on the mound for the Milwaukee Braves is Bob BUHL. Now for the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. Leading off, playing center field is Bill Vernon. Batting second, playing short is Dick Grote. Batting third, playing left field is Bob Skinner. Batting fourth, playing first base is Dick Stewart. Batting fifth, playing right field is Roberto Clemente. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Smokey Burgess. Batting seventh, playing third base is Don Hoke. Batting eighth, playing second base is Bill Mazeroski. And batting ninth, doing the pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Joe Gibbon. Let's go down here to Pittsburgh and get this game started, folks. Hey, Bernard. How was your afternoon? Just got done watching the NASCAR race. Seeing Ryan Blaney winning a Ford made me happy. Alrighty, folks. We got Joe Gibbon on the mound. He's got a 3.08 ERA. He's 9-9 on the year. This is his 22nd start. He's got 4 complete games. And first up's Gino, batting an even 200 with 1 home run and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Gino. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Bill Vernon, Milwaukee, just robs Gino of a hit. He played a hell of a center field when he was in Milwaukee, that series. So right away, he's already robbing the Braves of a hit. Brings up Frank Boland, batting 286 on the year. He's got 15 home runs, 60 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Clemente. He camps under that. That'll be 2 fly balls, and that'll be 2 quick outs. That brings up Mr. Eddie Matthews. He's batting an even 300, 24 home runs, 87 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks, and that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is the upper decker. Clemente's not catching that one. And he puts the Braves out in front with a home run. 25th win of the year, his 88th RBI. And that brings up Hank Aaron, batting 296, 23 home runs and 81 RBIs. And that's going to be a comebacker back to the mound. And Gibbon got it, tosses over to Stewart. That'll end the inning, but Matthews gets the Braves on the board with the home run. We go to the bottom of the first. Braves 1, Vernon, Grote, and Skinner coming up for the Pirates. Bill Vernon will be facing Bob BUHL. He's got a 3.87 ERA. This is going to be Bob's 25th start of the year. He's 10-10 with 4 complete games. And Bill Vernon is batting 240 on the year. He's got 8 home runs, 49 RBIs. And that's going to be a drive in the center field. And that's going to drop in front of Gino for a base hit. So right away, the Pirates get the leadoff runner on here, folks. And that'll bring up the Grote. No outs, batting 236, 6 home runs, 40 RBIs. And the Grote gets a hold of this one. Old Bob BUHL's not going to be able to hold that 1-run lead very long, it looks like. That ball is going to be driven into the gap in right field. with Vernon speed, he's going to come across and he's going to tie this ball game up, folks. Just like that. It's one apiece. No outs yet here in the bottom of the inning, with Grote standing down at second for Bob Skinner. He's batting .312, 2 home runs, 29 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. No, it's going to be down to first, rather. Adcock up with it. He takes it and tosses it over to Bob Buhl. Grote will get down to third, though. So it'll be one out. Grote at third for Dick Stewart. Stewart's batting .289 on the year, 28 home runs, 84 RBIs. Braves are going to play the infield in here, folks. Try to keep this a tie ball game. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And McMillan's coming home with it, fires it in there. And Joe Torre applies the tag to Grote, and they get the lead runner. Stewart will end up down at first. That brings up Clemente here with 2 outs, a runner down at first. Roberto's batting .359 on the year with 13 home runs, 68 RBIs. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. Bob Buhl's up with it. He tosses it over to first, and that'll end the inning. But the Pirates score 1 and tie this ball game up, folks. As we go to the top of the second, it's 1-1. We got Adcock, Frank Thomas, and Joe Torre due up here. Joe's hitting .275, 24 home runs, and 78 RBIs. See if Joe can get aboard here, folks. That's going to be popped straight up the chute. Easy play for Smokey, and that'll be out number 1. That brings up Frank Thomas. If you've been watching the channel, Frank's been a hitting machine. He's getting that average up to .269 now, 22 home runs, 68 RBIs. And he's not stopping here, folks. He blasts that ball down the first base line. It lands in fair territory, rolls over in the foul territory, and Frank's standing down at second with a double, folks. So we got Frank at second for Joe Torre. And Joe's batting .248, 7 home runs, 33 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So now we got 2 outs with Frank down at second. Can McMillan drive him in here, folks? Batting .211 on the year. And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the Mazeroski. He throws over to Stewart, and the double goes for naught. So the Braves leave Frank standing down at second. And we go to the bottom of the second. Smokey, Houck, and Mazeroski due up here. Smokey's hitting .316 on the year, 11 home runs, 50 RBIs. That's going to be a base on balls. Smokey trots on down the first. And again, the Pirates get the lead runner aboard here, folks. Brings up Don Hoke. Let's see if they can get a brown ball. Smokey doesn't run very well. Don's batting .278, 17 home runs, 60 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can they turn 2? Frank Boland's up with it over the McMillan. Smokey goes in there, nice slide, and Roy's going to hold on to it. So they get the lead runner. Now there's 1 out with Don down at first, and Mazeroski's up. Like I say, I think Mazeroski hasn't stopped celebrating yet with that World Series win, because he's batting .219 with 4 home runs and 33 RBIs. And that's another ground ball down to Frank Boland. That's a slow roller. No way they'll turn 2 on this one, but he does get Don out at second. So 2 ground balls, 2 outs now. And now we got Mazeroski down at first for Joe Gibbon, and he's batting .114. He does have 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a Ground ball down the short. And he throws that ball into the dugout. And that'll be a 2-base error. So we're going to have second and third. And 2 outs here, folks. And they should be out of the inning. We're going to the top of the lineup. An error with the pitcher up. Not what you want to see in a tie ball game. That's for sure. That brings up Bill Vernon, who did single his first time up. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a pop up on the infield. Actually, that's going to make it out a little further out the right field than I thought. Hank's running in, makes a nice catch. And the Pirates leave 2 on. We go to the top of the third. It's still 1-1. We got Bob BUHL, Gino, and Frank due up here in the top of the third. Bob's hitting .058. He's 3 for 52. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field, folks, because we don't need no stinking DH. Bob BUHL hits that right over Dick Grote's head. Now he's standing down at first, nobody out. See if Gino can get something going here, batting a .198. He did fly out the center his first time up, and that's not what you want to see. See if the Pirates can turn to. That ball's hit down to Mazeroski at second. He's up with it, fires over the Grote, who fires down the first. Gino with the speed barely beats it out. So we got 1 out now with Gino down at first. Frank Boland's up. He flew out to Clemente his first time up. And that's going to be a slow roller down the short. Now can Grote start a double play ball over to Mazeroski? And again, no. Frank Boland gets down there in plenty of time. So there's 1 out, 2 outs now for Matthews, who homered his first time up, folks. Can he go back-to-back jacks? And no, it's a nice fly ball in the left field, but Skinner's got room. And the Braves leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Grote, Skinner, and Stewart due up here, the 2, 3, 4 hitters. And Grote doubled his last time up and drove in a run. And he blasts a nice hit in the right field. Aaron races over. He gets to it, and with Grote's speed, he's going to round first but head back. He'll be satisfied with a single here. We'll start this third inning. Here comes Bob Skinner. He grounded out the first his first time up. The Braves would like to see a ground ball, try to get a double play here. And that's what they get. Let's see if they can turn it. Ball's hit down the shortstop. McMillan's up with it. Fires over to Boland, over to Joe Adcox, and that's a 6-4-3 double play, folks. And that wipes out the runner. Now there's nobody out for Dick Stewart. Nobody on in 2 outs, rather. Dick reached on the fielder's choice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's going to be Bob's first strikeout of the game, folks. So we go to the top of the fourth. It's still 1 apiece. We got the big boys due up here, though, for the Braves. Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas. Hank grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Grote's got it for out number 1. And that'll bring up Mr. Joe Adcock. See if Joe can get on board here. He popped up to the catcher his first time up. And that's going to be a slow roller down the third. 2 up and 2 down now. And that brings up Frank Thomas. And Frank doubled his first time up, folks. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's a foul ball, strike 2. And he takes that 0-2 pitch, drives it in the center field. Vernon goes back, leaps, makes another fine catch. And Frank Thomas goes back to the dugout thinking, what the heck? I thought I had another hit. That'll end the inning. That'll bring up the Pirates with Clemente, Smokey, and Houck. Clemente grounded out to Bob his first time up. And not this time. He squares this one up, folks. And Clemente says, that ball is far. That ball is going. That ball ain't coming back, Hank. You can kiss that one goodbye. And Clemente just gives the Pirates a 2-1 lead. You have a good one, Barney. Yeah, enjoy your dinner, bud. Here comes Smokey. He walked his first time up. Nobody out after that home run. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. And all of a sudden here, the Pirates are making a lot of noise in the fourth. Already up by 1 thanks to Clemente's home run. Brings up Don Hoke. See if they can get a double play and get out of this. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Smokey doesn't have much speed on the pads. And that's a tailor-made double play ball. That ball is nailed down the short. And McMillan over to Bolin. Back over to Adcock. And that'll get 2 outs here, folks, and wipe the runner out. Brings up Mazeroski up now with nobody on and 2 outs. Bill reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. That'll be a fly ball out to Hank Aaron. He makes the catch, but he couldn't catch the one by Clemente. And that gives the Pirates a 2-1 lead here, folks. So we go to the top of the 5th. And we got Torrey, McMillan, and BUHL due up. Joe struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Mazeroski's got it. That'll be the first out of the inning. Brings up McMillan now. Can Mac get on board here? He grounded out to Mazeroski his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. It's only the second strikeout by Gibbon. And that brings up Bob BUHL now with nobody on and 2 outs. He singled his first time up, folks. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be a weak grounder back to the mound. Gibbon throws over to first to get him. The Braves go down in order, 1, 2, 3. Now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Gibbon's up, then the top of the order, and Vernon and Grote. Joe reached on an error his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Matthews calls for it. Out near the grass, makes the catch. That'll be 1 down. Back to the top of the order, and Bill Vernon, 1 for 2, scored. Flew out the right his other time up. And that's going to be an easy ground ball down to Frank at second. Over to Joe. 2 up and 2 down. Can Mr. Grote keep this inning alive for the Pirates? He's 2 for 2, folks. A RBI double and a single. And not this time. That's an easy fly ball for Aaron. 1, 2, 3 goes the Pirates. We go to the top of the 6th. The Pirates holding on to a 2-1 lead. Got the top of the order due up here against Gibbon, Gino, Bolin, and Matthews. See what old Gino can do here. He's 0 for 2, flew out the center and reached on a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Gino. He gets a board here. Nice job to lead runner on. Tying run on at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Frank Bolin's 0 for 2. Flew out to Clemente and reached on the fielder's choice. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate near the screen. Smokey's got it, and that'll be out number 1. But here comes the big boys. Let's see if they can do some damage here. Matthews already homered in this game. See if he can do it again. He flew out the left his other time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. He don't want nothing to do with Eddie. But that puts the tying run in scoring position. The go-ahead run down at first and Hank Aaron up. Don't know how smart of a walk that was. So first and second, one out. The hammer is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to the mound and popped up to short. And not this time, folks, because he gets a hold of this one and squares it up. And that ball is hit deep into the gap and left field. And that's going to clear the bases, folks. Nice piece of hitting by Aaron, and Matthews comes around to score from first. And all of a sudden, the Braves got a 3-2 lead here, thanks to Hammer and Hank Aaron. And he's standing down at second with one out. And here comes Joe Adcock. He's 0 for 2, popped up and grounded out. And that's going to be a Hank's still in third. And Burgess throws that ball away, folks. That's a stolen base. And an E2. And that's going to score the fourth run, folks. See if that takes care of it. That didn't work. Let's see here. I have to probably look this up. Let's look it up with a stolen base and an error. Give me 1 second, guys. So here we go. Be a stolen base. Alrighty. That should do it, folks. Sorry about that. And Aaron comes in to score, and that'll do it. That makes it 4-2. Now nobody on and 1 strike to Joe Adcock. Here's the pitch to Joe. 0-1 pitch, and he grounds that ball down to Grote. Grote's up with it, and that'll be out number 2. He fires over the Stewart, and that'll bring up Frank Thomas. Frank's 1 for 2, got robbed of a hit by Bill Vernon his last time up. Here's the pitch to Frank, and that's going to be an easy roller down the Mazeroski, and that'll end the inning. But the Braves score 3 and take a 4-2 lead, folks. All those errors. And now we got Skinner, Stewart, and Clemente due up here for the Pirates. Bob's 0 for 2, grounded out the first and grounded into a double play. And that's going to be a pop-up. And Mr. McMillan down at short calls for it, makes the catch in the grass in left field for out number 1. And here's Dick Stewart, 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to first. Excuse me, Adcock's got it, touches the base for out number 2. Here comes Clemente. He homered, gave the Pirates a 2-1 lead at the time. So he's 1 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher his other time up, folks. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Frank. And that'll end the inning, and the Pirates go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the 7th. We got Torrey, McMillan, and BUHL due up. Joe's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Torrey. And he's going to hit that ball down the second. He ain't going to hit it nowhere. Sorry about that. That's going to be a strike 3. So Joe struck out twice. Here comes McMillan up now. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. Nice piece of hitting by Mac. He splits the defense, motors on down the second. Here comes Bob BUHL up now. He's already singled in this game, folks. Can he do it again and drive a run in? He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to Bob. Not this time. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Now there's 2 outs and we're back to the top of the order. Here's old Gino. See if Gino can get aboard again. He singled his last time up. And not this time. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Braves strand 1. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We got Burgess, Hoke, and Mazeroski due up here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Smokey. He's 1 for 1 with a walk, folks. And he's going to keep that hitting up. No, he's not. I'm sorry. That's popped up to third. Nice play by Matthews. Robs him of a hit going out into the left field. Nice catch by Matthews. Here comes Don Hoke. 0 for 2. And not this time. He squares this one up against Bob. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. That's his 18th home run of the year, folks. And it makes it a 1-run ball game as we go to the 7th inning here. 1 out, nobody on for Mazeroski. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And just like that, with 2 outs, 1 out, the Pirates are making noise, folks. And they're going to pitch hit for Joe Gibbon. Try to get this game at least tied up. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here. I think most of their lefties are already in the game. I think they're going to bring on the Moose. Or are they going to go with Nelson? I think they're going to go with Walter, the Moose. Hey, what's going on, Beatles? Good timing. Your Pirates are starting to make a comeback here. They was leading 2-1, then gave up 4 runs in the 6th, but now they're making noise here in the 7th. Already had a home run by Don Hoke, and now we're going to bring in old Moose. Come in here, the pitch hit with a runner down at first. Still nobody out. And Walt's batting 121 on the year. You got Mazeroski down at first. He has 1 RBI on the year. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a big out for Bob. 1 down here, keeping it a 1-run game. Back to the top of the order, and Bill Vernon. Bill led this game off with a single. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a ground ball down the... No, that's not. That's going to be a ground ball through the middle. And that's going to make first and second. And still 1 out. 2 outs now for the Groat. First and second. 2 outs for the Groat. He's 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. They'd like to get Bob through this inning. They're getting the bullpen up now. Like to see him pitch through the 7th. Here's the pitch to Groat. And it didn't pay off because the Groat squares this one up, folks. And that ball is hit into the gap in left field. And that's going to clear the bases. And that's going to give the Pirates a 2-run double here, folks, and make this ball game 5-4. Sure. And Groat standing down at second with 2 outs for Skinner. And he's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to Skinner. And that'll end the inning. That's a ground ball down the second. Boland will go over to first. But the Pirates come back and score 3 of their own here in the 7th and take a 5-4 lead here, folks. We got the righty, lefty, righty due up here. See who the Pirates are going to go to. Who you want to go to, Beatles? You can say you got a righty, lefty, righty. You got Face, a righty in the bullpen. You got Clem Laban, a righty in the bullpen. McBeam, righty in the bullpen. And then the 2 lefties are Schultz and Mazzell. Oh, there's no AI. It's either me or you picking Beatles. And yeah, no AI. Yep. We'll go with Mr. Face. Go with Mr. Roy Face coming out here. He's a CYZZ. So Roy's coming out of the bullpen here. He'll be facing a righty and then the lefty and Matthews. So we're at the top of the 8th. Frank Boland's 0 for 3 today. Can he get a base hit here, folks? And yes, he does. He drives that ball into right field, goes the other way. And the Braves have got the leadoff batter aboard here for the big boys. Matthews is already homered. Can he do something here, folks? A double probably scores Frank. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, 1 RBI, and scored both times up. And not this time, folks. That's going to be hit down the, what's that? Hit down the second. Can they turn 2? Mazeroski's up with it. Fires over to Grote. Fires over to Stewart, but Matthews' speed beats it out. So now we got 1 out with Matthews on it first. And the hammer's up. He's 1 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs. He scored and stole a base. Here's the pitch to Aaron. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. And that'll make first and second now with 1 out for Joe Adcock. And that might just be it for Mr. Roy Face. Let's see who else we got out there. I think they're going to bring in Clem. Roy's not doing the job out here. So in comes Clem. Laban's going to come in here, try to get out of this inning. His Face doesn't get the job done, folks. He's getting beat around. All righty, 1 out. Matthews at second, Aaron at first, Joe Adcock's up. They get a ground ball. There's a possibility of a double play. Joe's not very fleet of foot. He's 0 for 3. He's popped up and grounded out the short the other 2 times up. And not this time, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone. And that ball's hit in the deep part of center field, and no doubt about her. And the Braves retake the lead. It is now 7-5. That sure. Darn. Now bases are clear. 1 out for Frank Thomas. Frank's 1 for 3 with a double. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's a base on balls. Clem definitely isn't the answer. That's for sure. Sure. That brings up Joe Torre. Joe's still not hitting, folks. He's 0 for 3. His batting average is down to 245. He struck out twice and grounded out to Mazeroski. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Ooh, I don't know if that was done on purpose out of frustration or what. But Joe trots on down the first. A 245 hitter I wouldn't want to hit him. I'd have picked on somebody like Matthews or Aaron. Now it's first and second, 1 out for Roy McMillan. He doubled his last time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Old Laban's don't have the answer to anything. And that ball is crushed out the left field. And that's going to be Mac's 7th home run of the year, folks. And just like that, the Braves have blown this game open. It's 10-5. Geez, Pete. I was thinking about pitch hit for Bob Buhl. Now Bob Buell's up. He's 1 for 3. Struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down now. Back to Gino now at the top of the order. And he's 1 for 4. Scored. Here's the pitch to Gino. And that'll end the inning. That'll be a swing and a miss. So Clem comes back after giving up the home run, strikes out the next 2 batters. But the Braves score 6 and take a 10-5 lead, folks. We got Stewart, Clemente, and Smokey due up here against Bob. Dick's 0 for 3, grounded out the first, struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. He gets a hold of this one, though, folks. Squares it up. Pirates aren't going down without a fight. And that ball is hit in the gap in left field. And they was playing him not to hit there. And he's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And he's in there with a triple, Beatles. So there's Stewart down at third. And nobody out. And here comes Clemente. 1 for 3, like I say, with that home run. Here's the pitch to Roberto. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And, down the second. And that's going to score the runner as Frank goes over the first, gets the first out of the inning. And that makes it 10-6. Here comes Smokey. Smokey's 1 for 2 with a walk. Popped up to third his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank in left field. He's got it. That makes 2 outs. Here comes Don Hoke. And he's 1 for 3 with a home run today, folks. Last time up. Here's the pitch to Don. And that's going to be a ground ball. That was the 3rd out. No, it's not. This is the 3rd out. That's a ground ball down to Mac. And that'll end it. And the Pirates score 1, and we go to the top of the 9th. It's 10-6. We got Frank Boland, Eddie Matthews, and Hank Aaron due up. Frank's 1 for 4. He singled and came around. Well, he didn't come around to score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Now Clem's all of a sudden dealing now, Beatles. After giving up those long balls, that's 3 strikeouts in a row. That brings up Eddie Matthews, who's 1 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score his last time up and hit that solo shot. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Skinner. 2 up and 2 down. And here's Mr. Hank Aaron. And he's 2 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs, stolen base. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that's a ground ball down to Mazeroski, and that'll end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 10-6, good buddy. We got Mazeroski, a pitch hitter for Clem. And back to Bill Vernon. Too little, too late. Yeah, might be, but who knows? These games have been crazy with the Pirates. That's for sure. Here's Mazeroski. He's 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank Thomas. That'll be out number 1. Let's see who's going to come in here and pitch hit. I think they're going to bring in the switch hitter. Schofield's going to come out here to pitch hit. There's Dick Schofield. Schofield's batting .205 on the year with 1 home run, 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Dick Schofield with a pitch hit single, folks. Here comes the Pirates back. They're not giving up yet. So with 1 out, runner down at first, and back to Bill Vernon. And Bill is 2 for 4 today, folks. With scored twice. Can he come through again? Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Can they turn 2 on this, folks? Matthews fires down the second, and Bowen's going to hold on to it. Vernon makes it in the first easily. They do get the lead runner, and that brings up Dick Grote. And Grote's 3 for 4, 2 doubles and 3 RBIs on this game, folks. He's driven in half the runs. Might not be who Bob wants to face here. And it's not, because he blasts that ball into right field. And Bill Vernon's going to end up down at third. And the Pirates are still alive, folks. First and third, 2 outs. And you definitely want to get through this part. You don't want Clemente coming up, that's for sure, with a chance to win this game. Here's Bob Skinner, 0 for 4. Grounded out the first. Hit into a double play, popped up and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Matthews is up with it. He fires across the diamond, and that'll end the game, folks. What a wild and crazy game again. These Pirates and Rays don't have easy game, that's for sure. The Pirates had a bullpen. They'd be tough, Beatles, in 61. They got a heck of a lineup. Let's take a look here at the box score. The Braves 10 runs on 10 hits and an error. The Pirates out-hit the Braves 6 runs on 12 hits and an error. Hank Aaron 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Joe Adcock with that home run, a 3-run shot, 1 for 3. And then you had McMillan 2 for 4. Yeah, it is. Definitely is their Achilles heel, that's for sure. The Braves were 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They only left 3 men on, so they came through when they had to. You had the Grote going 4 for 5, folks, with 3 RBIs. Clemente 1 for 2 with the home run. Everybody but Skinner had a base hit. Like I say, the problem was they was 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Left 6 men on base. Bob Buhl picks up his 11th win of the year, folks. He's 11-10, goes 9 innings, 12 hits, 6 runs, walked 1, struck out 2, and gave up 2 home runs. Like I say, old Joe Gibbon didn't pitch a bad game. 7 innings, 6 runs, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. Walked 1, struck out 5, and gave up the home run. But then the bullpen came in and imploded. Roy Face comes in, picks up his 9th loss. He's 8-9, only gets a third of an inning, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs. And then Clem comes in, and after he gives up the 4 runs, folks, then he was lights out. Pitched an inning and 2/3, but gives up 2 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, strikes out 3, and 2 home runs. Let's do some fast play. We got the Giants and the Reds playing each other in Ohio. And it's a double hitter here, folks. So somebody's going to lose ground here on the Braves. Let's see what happens here. You got Mike McCormick against Perky. And the Reds win. The Giants 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Reds 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Can the Reds sweep the Giants in Cincinnati? Let's see what happens here in game number 2. No, the Giants come back and win big. 7 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Reds 1 run on 6 hits in there. Felipe Alou 2 for 4, a home run and 2 RBIs. Hey, what's going on, legends? Glad you stopped in. And now we got the Cubbies going to Philadelphia to take on the Phils. See what happens here in Pennsylvania. And the Cubbies win a close one. A lot of runs. Let's see what the Stars for. The Cubbies had 20 hits and they left 16 runners on base, folks, and still scored 11 runs. Jeez, you Pete's. 16. They had to have a hell of a lot of walks. We'll have to look it up. The Cubbies 11 runs on 20 hits and 2 errors. The Phillies 8 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. And Mr. Cubby was 3 for 5 with an RBI. Let's check this box score out. Like I say, to leave 16 men on base, you had 20 hits and scored 11. They walked 6 Cubbies. So, struck out 10 though. Sure. Ellsworth, the pitcher, was the only one that didn't have a hit. Taylor, the catcher, was the only one not to have at least 2 hits. How many 3-hit games? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players with 3 hits. 11 for 26 with runners in scoring position. Like I say, and they still left 16 men on base. Shoo. And the bottom part of the Phillies order did the damage. The top part didn't do much. And a home run by Detmer and Walls. They was 3 for 9. They only left 6 men on base. Ellsworth 7 1/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, only 4 of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 2, gave up 2 home runs. Bullpen came in and got the job done. Schultze and Hobby pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits combined, struck out 3 combined. And poor Art, 6 1/3, gives up 9 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 7, was in the game. And then the Phillies bullpen, and they ain't much either. Old Green comes in and gets blasted. 5 hits, 2 runs. Rockin' Robin, they brought him in, huh? Pitched a 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit. And then Mr. Short comes in, gets lit up. Mr. Short's only win on was against the Braves. He's 1-10, folks, and he beat the Braves. 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 2 and struck out 1. Lehman comes in, gets the last out, but it was too little, too late by then. Sure. Crazy. Look at that. 6 runs in the 9th inning. Ain't that something? They was losing 8-5 going into the 9th. And the Phils blew that game. Sure. Phillies come back and score 6 in the 8th and give up 9. Give up 6 in the 9th. That game looked a lot like the Pirates game. Must be something in the air out there in Pennsylvania. What do you think, Beatles? Sure. All righty, and the last game is the Dodgers against the Cardinals in St. Louis. And the Dodgers win a wild one. see what the star is for the Dodgers in game. And Wills steals 3 bases, 27 stolen bases this year. Steals 3 of them against the Cardinals. Dodgers 9 runs on 12 hits and no errors. The Cardinals 8 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. There's always something in the air in PA. I hear you. Take a look at the standings here, folks. The Braves are a game and a half up on the Giants. The Reds are now 7 games back. Cardinals are 12 games back. The Cubs are 15 games back. The Dodgers are 15 and a half. Pirates are 16 games back. And the Phillies are 29 games back. And Clemente's batting .358, leading the National League and the major leagues in batting. May's still at 32 home runs, and Cepeda with 107 RBIs. And Warren still leading the league with a 2.57 ERA. You got Burdette, Jay, and O'Toole tied with 14 wins, and Don with his 28 saves. And you still got Cepeda leading the MVP voting, and old Lou Burdette and Jim O'Toole's tied with the Cy Young folks. Yeah, I haven't done anything with Fast Drive since I did the Super Bowls, Nate. I started in 1978 season. I haven't finished it. Alrighty, I want to thank Nate for stopping in. Check out Legend Sports Universe channel, folks. Check out Beatles Eternally channel. We had a 6-hour video chat last night. It was very entertaining. Enjoyed it. And thanks for being part of that, Legends, bud. Appreciate it. Had a good time. Bernard Strong Sports Replay, he was here and went to get something to eat. Check out his channel during the 1914 Red Sox season, folks. I believe that's everybody. Alrighty, you all have a great evening. Until next time, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like, bell, and comment on your way out of PA. Like I said, until next time, you all have a great evening and take care.